Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, everyone. This is Marty McDermott, the president of Franchise Interviews, and I can't start today's show without talking about the ISO 10002. You know, some people just love to complain, but companies have a responsibility to care. The International Organization for Standardization, ISO, has revised ISO 10002, the standard for complaint handling. This document enables organizations to foster a customer-focused environment open to feedback, heightening their customer satisfaction. You can get the ISO 10002 standard from the American National Standards Institute, ANSI, the U.S. member body of ISO. Visit ANSI.org/complain to learn more. That's ANSI.org/complain to learn more.
Franchise Interviews. From Easton, Pennsylvania to Sydney, Australia, you're listening to Franchise Interviews. Franchise Interviews. Welcome to Franchise Interviews. Franchise Interviews has been giving an up-close, behind-the-scenes look at franchising and entrepreneurship. Listen to interviews with franchisers, franchisees, franchise authors, franchise experts, and attorneys. And now, welcome your host, Marty McDermott, and Franchise Interviews.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of Franchise Interviews, where for over 14 years now, we've been asking the Frantrepreneurs a one-on-one. I'm your host, Marty McDermott. I'm the president of Franchise Interviews. Well, we have a great show today. Last week, we met with Scott Greenberg, author of The Wealthy Franchisee Game-Changing Steps to Becoming a Thriving Franchise Superstar. Fueled with over 10 years' experience as a multi-unit, award-winning franchise owner to Edible Arrangements, whose operation won international recognition, Best Customer Service, and Manager of the Year. Well, today we're going to revisit our interview we did many years ago with Tariq Farid, the founder of Edible Arrangements. And since having Tariq on the show, Edible Arrangements has grown by leaps and bounds. Nevertheless, this show's a timeless interview with this amazing entrepreneur and franchise. And this is just hot off the press that I just learned last night. Edible Arrangements is expanding into the music category because they've seen how successful it's been when paired with their gift and treat options. And this new category brings Edible Arrangements one step closer to becoming a one-stop shop gifting experience for their customers. Edible Arrangements is kicking off Edible Music with a partnership with Grammy and Tony Award-winning Leslie Odom Jr. and his new holiday album. Customers can now purchase his album or one of the 4 other holiday albums through edible.com. And that's coming right up on Franchise Interviews. So stick around because we have a great show.
Need a business loan? Talk to Diamond Financial Services, the experts in franchise financing nationwide. Whether you're looking to start a franchise, acquire an existing franchise, or expand your territory through opening new locations, Diamond Financial stands by your side start to finish. From pre-qualification to packaging and presenting your application to securing a financial commitment and through the loan closing process, Diamond Financial is there. While you're waiting, thousands of others are making their financial dreams come true. Don't wait any longer. Pre-qualify now by completing a confidential, no-obligation financial analysis. Let's face it, traditional banks just aren't in the business of financing small business. At Diamond Financial, we specialize in securing franchise loans from $100,000 to $3 million and equipment leasing up to $150,000. Let us help you get started. Go to www.franchisefunding.net or call 877-508-2274. That's franchisefunding.net, 877-508-2274.
Franchise Interviews. From Easton, Pennsylvania to Sydney, Australia, you're listening to Franchise Interviews. Franchise Interviews.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to a very special edition of Franchise Interviews, where for over 14 years now, we've been asking the Franchipreneurs one-on-one. I'm your host, Marty McDermott. I'm the president of Franchise Interviews, and as we were saying earlier, we have a great show today. Well, last week, we met with Scott Greenberg, author of the Wealthy Franchisee Game-Changing Steps to Becoming a Thriving Franchise Superstar. And fueled with over 10 years of experience as a multi-unit, award-winning franchisee to Edible Arrangements, whose operation won international recognition, the Best Customer Service and Manager of the Year. As we mentioned earlier, today we're going to revisit our interview that we did many years ago with Tariq Farid, the founder of Edible Arrangements. And since having Tariq on the show, Edible Arrangements has grown by leaps and bounds, but nevertheless, it's a timeless interview with this amazing entrepreneur and franchise. And as I was saying earlier, Edible Arrangements is now expanding into the music category because they've seen how successful it's been when paired with the gift and treat options. And this new category brings Edible Arrangements one step closer to becoming a one-stop shop gifting experience for their customers. And let's go right into our interview with Tariq Farid, the founder of Edible Arrangements.
Good morning.
Hey, Tariq, how are you today?
Doing well.
Good. Tariq, joining us is my co-host, Don Johnson, and I know you wanted to say hi, Don, to Tariq.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on the show, Tariq.
My
I'm really excited about the show. And just one on a side note, I've really enjoyed Diamond Financial, working with your franchisees over the years. I think it's been over 4 years helping to finance them. So
it has been. It's been a great relationship. We appreciate everything that you've done for us too. And Marty, thank you very much for having me on this morning, and Don, you as well.
Thank you.
Don and I were saying earlier, Tariq, we were both customers to your franchise. So we're very excited to have you on the show this morning.
That's wonderful. That makes my job a little bit easier.
It does, absolutely, because we're both fans. So
yeah, Tariq, I had some relatives who couldn't make a holiday where we always get together, and sometimes we don't always talk about all the relatives getting gifts for each other. So they got us a gift, and I'm thinking last second, what the heck can I get them? Pretty much the same day, we called up a local Edible Arrangement to where they live down in Florida, got it right over to them, and they were happy as heck. So
excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We just had one move in Easton, Pennsylvania, not too far from where I am, Tariq. So,
That's right.
Yeah, you can see them all over the place now. It's really fantastic to watch.
It's been phenomenal. It's just the acceptance and to be able to share some of the story with you. And then Don's known about us a lot, and to be able to share this with your listeners and everything. It's wonderful. We've had a great run, and it continues. So
sure have.
Yeah, I've seen the growth and just all the excitement of the franchisees opening up the business. Sometimes you don't always see that, but it's been pretty common, Tariq. People investing in Edible are just very excited, and it makes it a little easier because it's always just a lot of emotion involved in starting up a business.
Oh, it's a tough thing. It's a big, for majority of our franchisees, I would say about 90%. These are a lot of these, the franchisees we have. They did not have business experience before. It's a very, very big step.
Right.
And we could relate back to the day we started our first business. And we try to connect the same way with every franchisee, and it helps. It helps a lot.
And that's really incredible when you think about it, because I know with your franchise, I mean, as far as I know, there's been zero failure rate, and that's really just incredible. Because usually in a franchise system with such growth, there's going to be something happening. But not always the franchisor's fault, but to have people with limited to no business ownership experience to have this type of track record, it just says a lot about the system you set up.
Thank you.
It's been a nice diversity too. It sounds like of your franchisees, Tariq. In studying Edible Arrangements, it sounds like it's been lawyers and accountants and just a nice mix.
A very nice mix to a point. Even to a point where it surprised us in the beginning. And I remember when we started franchising in the beginning, I had no franchise experience. I was a retailer, and I was making this product with my brother and delivering it. And you would have people coming up and saying, I want to buy a franchise. And, Don could appreciate this because he's been here for a while. I remember talking to Michael Said and everyone. And, somebody would say, I'm a lawyer. I don't want to be a lawyer anymore. And so they go, wait a minute, you're going to go from a lawyer and cutting fruit? It doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
And then we have some of these people in our system right now, and they're very, very successful business people. And I have the utmost admiration for them to, where I kind of was hesitant. And I remember I always share a story with people that I had some people come in the beginning, and I was convincing them not to buy because I didn't think I really didn't want them to fail.
Right.
And I thought they had good careers and things like that, but they turned out to be incredible franchisees where they own 5, 6, 7 stores, so they do great.
Yeah, this is a perfect example of if you just follow the system, no matter what your background is, and usually age might not have to do with it much either. Of course, the older you are, more experienced, maybe you have a little bit of an advantage, but really, you just follow the system. You train them and everything. A very high chance of being successful.
And that's really the secret. I mean, I have we do our discovery days, and I always try to share that with even the prospects. So whatever system you go into, there's a reason you're buying a franchise. And one of my most successful franchisees, who was our 3rd store, I walked into his store after about a year of convincing him how to do it, and he always, he was a successful businessman before that, and he always gave me a bit of a hard time. And then, he kind of saw that we were going in a certain momentum, and he started to follow, and he sat in front of his whole crew one day and said, okay, guys, from now on, whatever these guys say goes. However they say it, we do it. We don't question it, and when their trainers come in or they come in, and he is the most successful franchisee in our system. He is single-handedly the most successful franchisee in our system. And all it is that as he's duplicated, his concept from 1 store to 2 to 3 to 4, he followed that simple formula. And, the burden was on us to make sure that we provide him the solutions, provide him the support, be it him, his managers, and from that he benefited. And he's, he may have 1 or 2 years of experience of running the stores. We had 5 or 6 by then. So that's exactly what it has done, and it does work every time.
Yeah, that's a great story, Tariq, because it's been a common theme on our show, Don, hasn't it? Where we've had some of the most successful franchisees to some pretty big systems, and they've all said the same thing, Tariq, is all they did was just follow the system. They didn't change anything, and became very successful. So that's great to hear. And especially if it's working, if you're getting on board a system that is working, that is growing. What do they say? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So absolutely. Why do anything? Just take advantage of it. And I always use that analogy of, with some of our franchisees to say, I hate to take it down to this level, but it is kind of a kindergartner/6th grader effect, where I've been in this building 6 years, so I kind of know every corner and the nook and cranny, and I know how the principal, what he likes and what he doesn't like. You need to learn, so let me teach you. So you're coming in, and then you see some incredible transformation. We have some incredible stories, and I'm sure every franchise system does. And the success that we have, it has to do with these great franchisees that we've had that have taken on and actually listened and applied some of the policies and procedures and technologies and other things that we created to make them successful.
I guess, Tariq, sometimes, yourself or your staff, if you see a prospect maybe sometimes a little too entrepreneurial, I guess you really have to, speak to them to let them know that, it might not be a fit, with your company.
We used to do, I remember in the beginning doing that a lot to let people know that, I love your passion, I love your energy and everything, but you keep talking about your experiences and how you've done stuff. There may be a bit of a conflict there, or we may always get into a bit of a tussle. So you have to look at this, that we have systems and standards, and we've experimented with these. We've actually mastered them, and we've proven them at multiple times. So you may want to turn around and try it a different way, but it's really not going to work. More, not necessarily only for yourself, but for the total success of the system, because there is consistency and everything, and we know what's going to work. So we have those conversations, but once you get to a certain number, or a certain mass in your system, that comes up less and less. And I think there's a class of prospects or franchisees or new owners that start coming to you after a while to say, look, I want to duplicate what you've done. How do I do it? And they don't want to turn around and start from scratch. And then that was great when we started to get a lot of existing franchise prospects, meaning they were in other systems, and when they came into our system, they found success very, very quickly because they had gone through those processes, and we gave them some tools that they did not have before, and they saw some benefits that they had not seen before, or had already gone through the process where we didn't really need to explain, and they turned their stores around very, very quickly.
Yeah, I guess you knew that you were really onto something at that point. Probably already felt the edible concept was going well. But when you have other franchisees from other systems looking to diversify and go with edible, I guess that was a pretty good feeling for you.
That's right.
Tariq, we always like to start off by asking our guests, where are you calling from today?
I'm at our headquarters in Wallingford, Connecticut.
Oh,
fantastic. And can you describe what an arrangement from Edible Arrangements is and provide a little background on the company?
Yeah, Edible Arrangements is like an artistically designed floral arrangement that's the perfect gift for every occasion. And when I say every, I really mean every now, because a while back, customers always related us to some occasions, but over the last 3-4 years, we've really grown our arrangement base. And Edible Arrangements is, right now it's part of the three of America's fastest growing industries of the fruit, the specialty goods, and gift giving. And we actively are growing our franchise base. We've gone over the last 4 to 5 years from about 30, between 20 to 30 stores to over about 830, 840 right now.
Who buys arrangements, Tariq, from Edible Arrangements?
It's everyone. I mean, there is it's just a cross spectrum. Most of the decision maker who we're going after is the gift giver in the family. It would be the mother, a female between the age of 25 to 50. But with the vast variety of products that we have now, and some of the occasions and some of the holidays that we offer for, such as Valentine's Day, it is no longer just a certain one category or two. It's everyone that's buying our arrangements now. And with the chocolate covered strawberries, we have some great, chocolate dipped fruits, all different fruits from apples to chocolate covered strawberries to pineapple, that makes it a quick pickup, a quick gift for almost any occasion. So it's a variety of people and for a variety of occasions.
What's nice with a franchise, I guess a big selling point for someone to invest in Edible, is the whole corporate side and business gift. It's just not for consumers.
A very big part of our business right now, and to a point we're actually actively going after it now, where we're starting to offer solutions. We've just launched our corporate collection, which was after many years of seeing trends where people were sending simple gifts for a thank you after a meeting, a doctor's office sending it to a referral, or a parent sending it after a child is born to the hospital or something.
Right.
So that, and then myself. I mean, it's a product that we came up with, and it's our own company, but I send it a lot, and we still find that wow effect. And that's what our customers continue to say. Even our corporate customers continue to say that we send this, and people are just blown away, and everyone can enjoy it. Everyone kind of digs in. We open it up, and it sits in the middle of the lunch table, and everyone digs in, and everyone goes for the chocolate-covered strawberries or chocolate-dipped fruit first, and it walks away happy.
Right.
So it is a very big question, especially now that we have some of our individual line or the smaller arrangements, such as our Daisy line, what we call our Daisy line. Our Daisy line is a smaller arrangement for a quick gift, just a quick thank you after an interview, or to send to someone to, remind them of a special day. We have a lot of our corporate clients sending that for an anniversary of one of the employees or a birthday of one of the employees, and that works out really good.
Yeah, the whole feel-good aspect to it. Any franchisee or any business is such hard work. It's tough. You have rough days, but I guess the upside, just seeing people being happy, to get that product is, could be a nice pick-me-up for that franchisee.
Yeah, and I like how you mentioned too the wow factor, Tariq. Because that was our reaction when we got our first Edible Arrangements. You open the door, you say, wow. And that's not easy to do today. To wow a customer. So that's fantastic.
That's very important to us, and it will continue to be very important. And as we innovate and come up with new arrangements, we always keep that in mind, that somebody's sending this as a gift to make an impact, and it should definitely make an impact. And a lot of our customers send multiple times, so you place an order once. So we always have a variety of arrangements and variety of different variations to an arrangement. You can put different things in it to make sure that wow factor, stays there.
Right. There's a lot of repeat business, it sounds like.
Definitely.
That's fantastic.
Tariq, do Edible Arrangements gifts offer any benefits besides being something new and different?
An Edible Arrangements from, an arrangement from Edible Arrangements is it is a perfect gift, like I said, for any occasion. It's one of the, I'm from the floral industry, and one of the factors, important factor that was the beauty portion of it, that you got flowers and they were beautiful, and you looked at them and it pleased someone. With Edible Arrangements, not only do you get that, but you also get that delicious factor afterwards, where everyone digs in. I was actually flying a little while ago, and somebody was sitting next to me and says, "Oh, Edible Arrangements, yeah, I sent one. Not only did my wife love it, but everyone, including my kids, enjoyed it. So it was a great gift, and when I went home, she was so happy we got it, and the kids were happy. So it makes a big impact. And then, one of the factors that we have always pushed, and it is very, very important right now, is the nutritional, the nutritious, and the all-natural. I mean, all of us and myself, everyone's looking to push our kids and push our family to live healthy, eat healthy. So our product, we make it without any we do not have any preservatives or sweeteners or anything. It's all natural fruit. And like, somebody said a few days ago, all we do is fruit. That's all. We arrange the fruit, and there's no guilt factor except for a little chocolate here and there, which, we're coming to find out has some benefits as well.
Right. So,
there are many benefits, especially when you're sending gifts, and in the gift realm, there may not be that many choices when it comes to healthy, but edible arrangements definitely is a very, very healthy choice.
What is it, Marty, your doctor always says? You go for your checkup for the year, and you say you've been feeling tired, down. The doctor said get more sleep and have more fruits and vegetables.
There you go.
Was it the old one, the apple a day?
Right.
It's the doctor away. And there's been an increased consumption, I guess, in fresh fruit, right, Tariq? I guess one of the big trends here in the U.S. is you see that a lot.
And we can easily see that many other systems and many other franchise systems that are carrying products other than fruit are adding fruit, to their lines and everything.
Exactly.
Go towards this healthy trend. 5 fruits a day is making a big push, and I find myself, my wife, and we find ourselves pushing our kids a lot. You put a lot of fruit in them. You try to cut a lot of the other items, and that plays really nice into some of the things that we've done. And how our kids collection started. We have Kids and Kids at Heart by Edible Arrangement. It's SpongeBob, Disney. A lot of these characters that we've used, and now you have a fruit arrangement that looks like a flower arrangement that now the kids can go. And we just had one at our house because my daughter is kind of moving on from the 8th grade to high school, and she had a little graduation thing, and it was just such a hit. I mean, and this is in our house. A lot of these arrangements are arriving a lot of times, but their friends come over and they all want to dig in and go for the strawberries or go for this, and then they're all admiring the SpongeBob container because that's what my daughter likes.
That's fantastic. How much do the arrangements from Edible Arrangements cost, Tariq, and where can customers order them?
The arrangements come in various sizes. We have boxed fruit, which can range from about $25 of different fruits such as pineapple, chocolate-dipped strawberries, a dipped apple, and a variety of other fruits, all the way to about $240. The median price, though, where majority of our customers are ordering, is around $65 to $75, depending on the area. And the $240 arrangements, such as our banquet, serves as many as 40 people. And sending a gift from Edible Arrangements is very, very simple. We've actually made the whole process very simple. And our focus on customer service has always stayed. They can walk into any of our 700 some odd locations that are open right now. We do have some under construction, or call our customer call center, which is 1-877-DO-FRUIT, and also order online. I mean, we see more and more people going to our website at ediblearrangements.com and placing orders for holidays or every day. We make it very easy.
It is, very simple. That's like I told my story before. It was very easy and fast, and because I did that, I'm expecting my relatives to do something better for me next year.
There you go.
There you go. Tariq, can you explain? Don and I were talking a little earlier about fruitation. If you could talk a little bit about that.
Over the years, people grabbed onto the all natural and the easy and the good tasting product of Edible Arrangements, and as we started to open up more and more of our locations in high visibility areas, people would come in and ask, what can I get? Is there something that I can take right now? And that's where fruitation was born from. It's a fast, what we called fast fruit. So it kind of plays into that fast food type of concept. It's a fast fruit concept offering a variety of grab-and-go fruit, snacks and meal replacements that are made to order. I mean, you could get a fruit salad, and you could pick the fruit you would like, and then you could get what we call a fruity. It's a fresh fruit smoothie, which is quite a spin on the smoothie because it's fresh fruit. You see the fruit going in to the smoothie with all natural, no sugar. We do not use any sugar or anything. So we're trying to follow the tradition that we've set on edible arrangements. And then the fruitation stores, either you will find them within edible arrangements. A lot of the edible arrangement stores are now adding fruitation, or standalone in high traffic areas such as malls or strip centers, and maybe one day of airports and other areas and everything. It provides a unique and a healthy option that is built upon, like I said, about the edible arrangements reputation, and we want we want the consumer to experience it in a fast fruit, a quick meal, the experience that they get from edible arrangements.
Yeah, I think that's very smart, Tariq, of course, because that seems like a niche type of industry that's really been growing. Why not take advantage of that, especially a nice, healthy drink and so forth. I imagine over the last few years, Tariq, with the growth of edible, that you've been offered maybe some co-branding type relationships. Has that happened?
Co-branding within edible arrangements, such as for some of our products. I mean, some things that we've done is what I talked about earlier with some of the bigger players, such as the kids line, the Nickelodeon, the Disney, with some of those arrangements. That we are offering for the children as a healthier alternative to some of the occasions and celebrations that they have.
I think, Marty, you mentioned before, it seems like you've been featured yourself in edible on other shows, cable, magazines. It's been a lot over the last few years for you, right, Tariq?
We've gotten some amazing press, and we've just gone national TV. This was our first year that we actually went on national TV, and have seen some tremendous growth because of that. And we started to feature our product. We had a presence all over the country, so it was time to reach out using one of the major medias to advertise and to tell people about our great product. And from it, we did our first run back in February, and we're doing our second flight of TV spots going forward. But from from some of the other publications and some of the acknowledgments we've gotten, this year we made on the Entrepreneur 100. We made number 27, and by Inc. and some of the other magazines, we've been rated as one of the fastest growing companies, and so just some great press on that, and just some great acknowledgement.
Yeah, good, definitely great accomplishments. I know this is going back about a year ago. I think you were on the cover of one of the franchise magazines. Was it Area Developer, maybe?
No, I think it was a Franchise Update.
Franchise Update. Were you pretty happy the way you looked on the cover there, Ted?
I don't think you're ever happy the way you look. It's long. I think those long hours start to come out. Start to show.
You mentioned before your background was in the floral industry. Maybe talk about that a little bit before edible.
Yeah, I started out in retailing when I was really young. I used to work when I was probably when I shouldn't have been working. I used to work at a local flower shop, helping them out, watering plants and taking orders and doing some of those things. That's why my experience in the retail business that was right near our house. And when I was about 17, my father, borrowed some money and took a cash advance and everything, and helped me to buy a flower shop in East Haven, Connecticut. It was about a 600 square foot store, a tiny little store doing about $100 a day in sales. And within a few years, we kind of took that concept from there to multiple stores, and went from doing maybe $49,000 the first year in sales to go close to $1 million within 2 to 3 years. So I was only 18, 19, and then from there I got into the computer industry and started Edible Arrangements in 1999, same place in East Haven, Connecticut again, and with a small store. And in the beginning, we started out by creating a lot of the products and everything ourselves, and delivering the products ourselves. In the beginning, it was just myself, my brother, and maybe one other employee. We would, you get up early in the morning, go pick up fruit, run to a store, make the arrangements, deliver the arrangements, and then just grow. But what we did from the beginning was to design the system in a way that it could be duplicated easily, and to learn from all the experiences we had in the gift-giving industry, of the floral industry, to make sure that we, dot our I's and cross our T's and everything. What are the components that are needed to make somebody successful? And we built our first store, and we grew our first store, and then we wanted to build a second store. We built our second store in Norwalk, Connecticut, and we built it just like a franchise, as a franchisee would. Right. And that took us about a year. At the same time, we started having people. We were not offering franchises, that we had people knocking on our door saying, hey, we want a franchise. And so at the same time, we started creating the technology, the point-of-sale system, the franchise support system, a lot of the marketing support systems, everything from how we're going to deliver content to the franchisee, how the franchisees are going to manage their business, what systems do they need to be able to focus on growing their business instead of being in the store and worrying about, what came in, what needs to go out, create systems. So we have a very robust point-of-sale system, very robust franchise support system that we launched through a company called NetSolace that I founded back when I started Edible Arrangements. And so the two have done very well together. And a lot of those technologies that we created, such as our new store management, we had a very small staff in the beginning, and we had this tremendous growth. And a lot of people will tell me, how are you going to handle this growth? But we were blessed to have kind of have the foresight to create some of these systems that helped us, right, to not only sustain the growth, but be able to handle a lot more. We're a system right now. We have about 730 stores open. Another 100 will open this year, and most of our stores have opened up. And the turnaround time is very quick.
Yeah, that's a good point you brought up. I imagine every franchisor goes through that burst of growth, and some, I guess the good ones will have the manpower in place to adjust to that. Seems like that's what you did, Tariq.
That's right, and not only the manpower, but I think the trends were changing. The technology was becoming easier to use. The technologies was becoming very accepted, not only by the prospective franchisee, but it was almost a necessity. So you were defined by the systems that you had, the assistants that you had. So having that background and creating those systems and putting everything together, where a franchisee could get that great experience right from the beginning and know that not only am I going to have great support, but look at all these things that I have that I can take benefit from. And kind of following the formula, let's say we're 3 years ahead. That doesn't mean you have to go through those 3 years of mistakes. Here's how you do it, and here's how you will catch up to us within a year of following these systems. And then providing tools where the franchisee doesn't need to figure a lot of these things out. And also setting up our back end to make sure that we're collecting everything, we're providing everything, we're getting all the feedback from the franchisee, and we can adjust things quickly, have our supply chain management in place right from the beginning. So a lot of those things were done and created, and that's what helped us. Not only just manpower, because manpower sometimes tends to be, I've been listening to some of your shows, and I know you have some people who are just starting out a franchise or new in franchising. And in the beginning, you don't tend to have that much money to be able to do this. So you need to leverage a lot of the items, a lot of the technology and other things that are out there to provide some incredible support. And these days, you could do some fascinating things using technology.
Has your training kind of evolved over the years? Is it pretty similar to when you first started out, or that's come a long way too?
Oh, a long way. We offer many systems right now, and as I said earlier, a person can experience an edible arrangements for almost any occasion. In the beginning, people would kind of call and say, is this appropriate for a birthday? Now we're going out and introducing all these occasions, and when that happens, you have variety of arrangements, a variety of processes of making these arrangements. We have holidays, such as you have Valentine's. We have stores making 700 arrangements in one day. Wow. At an average clip of about $70 or $74, that's some serious amount of business the store has to do in a single day. We need to provide them tools to be able to handle every aspect of that. Right. And so we do that by having a very, very robust training program, be it from the beginning and also continuing on by providing them updates and everything. And, ours is a bit of a unique concept. It's not that the person who's coming into it has an experience to say, well, I've worked at a pizza place. I know a bit of how it is. Where in ours, we have to teach from scratch. And in franchising, when you're starting out early, there is a turnover factor. So we keep addressing that, and we're about to launch another training system right now that's going to help us to redefine our industry one more time.
Yeah, because sometimes people forget training is so much more. Like in your case, just putting together a fruit arrangement. it's training people on everything because most have never owned a business before.
That's right.
Run the operation, the business from A to Z, everything you're teaching your franchisees, so they get out there and they have that confidence and can get going right away.
That's right. I mean, from taking an order, this is a large ticket item. It is not a $3 sandwich or $4 sandwich. I mean, you have a $70. It's an emotional connection of the customer. You have to listen. You have to make sure that they get the right product, that they get the price, they're satisfied at the end of it. It's made properly. It's fresh. It's delivered in time. And then, after that, all the other aspects of managing your business. So you have to have all those things. So the training is very, very involved. Our training program for franchisees is about 3 weeks right now. And then after that, we're constantly training. And now we're looking to create something where we will be training in real time all the time. So our training department will have access to the franchisee and their employees in real time every single day. Anytime they can send out something, and they'll be able to view it, review it in real time, and implement it right away.
I was just thinking, Tariq, what your company policy is for each franchisee when they're buying the fresh fruit, the whole fresh fruit. Is that something each franchisee just handles locally? Is there some type of, is that something that corporate handles for them on some type of national type of agreement?
We have two things in place. We have our supply chain management, from which our franchisees will go and order a lot of our products that are sold within our stores. So a vendor will be approved to be on our supply chain management. Once they're there, it's very easy for the franchisees to go into our franchise support system, which we call Socket Fran Support or Fran Support. When they go into our franchise support system, from there they can see, and the vendors can tell them about specials and other things, but they can place orders and track the order. Right. And from there we have a new program called our Fresh program, because fruit is the most important component in our arrangements, the freshness of it, the quality of it.
Right.
So we have vendors throughout the country that are approved to be fresh fruit vendors or our fresh program vendors, and then franchisees simply go online to our fresh program and they place an order with that vendor, and then the fruit is delivered, and it has to meet the criteria that Edible Arrangements has set.
Just from working closely with your company with financing, what was it, like a year or two ago? There was like a strawberry shortage or a scare, something like that.
From time to time, you may have only heard of one, but from time to time, a lot of it happens. I mean, you have issues with strawberry at one point or cantaloupe at another time, and it's just like any other industry. You
right.
go through. It's a very seasonal product. It is very climate affected and everything. So that's our job, to manage and help our franchisees to make sure they're able to manage through that time.
That's probably the most popular of all the fruits across the board. Probably the strawberry.
Oh, of course. It adds the nice red to everything.
Right.
What are your sales projections, Tariq, for 2008?
We expect our system-wide sales this year to hit about $300 million, and we were about $190 last year.
What's the best way? We have about 2 minutes, Tariq. What's the best way for our listeners to get more information on edible arrangements? Can they call? Should they go to the website?
Of course. I mean, they can call if they want information on franchising, they can call our franchise 800 number, which is 1-888-727-4258, or they can just simply go to ediblearrangements.com and just hit on the franchising link, and they can find out a lot about our company from our franchise link. And also, if somebody wants to experience our product, it's simple as calling 1-877-DO-FRUIT, or go to ediblearrangements.com, and view our different products, place an order, and let us wow someone.
Right.
Fantastic. Yeah. Well, Don and I want to both thank you, Tariq. You've been an incredible guest, and we'd like to have you back in the very near future, and we're going to continue watching your growth.
Thank you very much, Marty and Don. It was a pleasure being on your show.
Thank you very much, Tariq. Good luck, and we'll see you on the cover of the next franchise magazine soon.
Thank you very much. I wish you both the best as well.
Thanks so much, Tariq. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Great show, huh, Don?
Yeah, I mean, like we knew it would be. It's a very interesting person talking about such a niche, popular type of product. It's just and you're right that the whole wow factor. I mean, you get an edible arrangements gift, and you're instantly happy.
Absolutely. It's one of the things I teach my marketing students is to be obsessed with wowing a customer. Not many businesses do that, and I remember the first time we got one. Our reaction was, wow, it's
right.
it's just such a great concept, and
yeah, I've seen firsthand just the whole growth, how it's taken off. I mean, our company's fielded thousands of calls over the years, people calling us interested in financing. So
yeah, and it's great to watch that growth,
right.
We're going to definitely.
Yeah, I always find it interesting. I'm glad we always ask that question of what was somebody's background before they started, and
right.
usually their tools and experience will carry over to some degree, and and what they're successful in now, what franchise they have now.
And that's what happened in this case, which is fantastic. So, another great job, Don. And again, for our listeners,
Franchise Interviews from Easton, Pennsylvania to Sydney, Australia. You're listening to Franchise Interviews. Franchise Interviews.